Oh, I am not in the frame. Sorry. Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping and wholesaling houses in New York. This light is not right. Sorry. Gotta change it. I think it's a little better. Crap. Sorry, I'm resuming. Once again, so I'm Michael Pinter. This is Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show, where I teach you how to start flipping and wholesaling houses in New York if you're already doing how to grow your business. Okay, so we're talking about how long does a real estate license last in New York? Now, it's really a simple answer. So I'm going to talk more about getting a license, what it means to get a license, why you may not even need to get a license if you think you do. What are the steps? Because it's a really easy answer, but I'm going to give you the answer if you stick around. Now, first of all, the process. So a lot of people think getting a real estate license in New York is hard. It is not hard. It's really easy. If anybody wants a link, I can show you a link to you have to take a 75-hour course, which sounds like a tremendous amount of time. I would highly recommend you do not take that live. Not just because of COVID, but because you may or may not learn anything during that live course. So I would say take the class online. You can take it for as little as $99, and you can pretty much learn everything online. Now, if you're someone who doesn't learn well online, and I know a lot of people like that, you can easily just take out a book. You can buy it on Amazon or take it out from the library. It's called Cram for the Exam, New York State, blah, 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 licensed broker, blah, blah, pass the test, blah, blah. And you will get everything you need to know to pass the test. So here are the steps. You have to take a 75-hour course, either live or online. I recommend online. It's cheaper. It's probably $99. Live courses are probably starting up now. It's maybe $200, but it's a big commitment, right? Because 75 hours is a lot. Think about, you got to take a couple weeks of time, and I think that's nuts. If you're somebody who works on a computer, take the online course. It's simple. You have it running in a tab. You got to answer a few questions, not difficult, and then take that simple. Get that book out, study the book, and you'll pass the test. Let's be honest, right? Most realtors, not their second choice wasn't going into rocket science, right? Most realtors, not the smartest people. There are some smart realtors, not most of them. So you can pass the test. Then so step one is take the course. Step two is pass the test. Step three is to associate with a broker. So anybody can park their license with me for free. You can easily park your license with me. You just let me know. I pick it up. If you want MLS access, you have to pay for it. Somebody recently didn't pay for it. That would cause some problems. But you pay for it, and then you are a realtor. If you have any deals that you do, I pay you 100% commission minus a few $100 fee. So that is step three. That is really the whole way to do it. It's not hard. You're not learning brain surgery. You're not learning difficult things. I'd say 30% of the course is common sense. 30% is stuff that you can easily learn. And 40% is really stuff you can easily learn. And that's enough to pass right there. I think you need 70 or 75. And then 37% may be harder concepts that you may or may not ever have to learn because even if you don't know those questions on the test, you'll still pass. So not a big deal. So what is the answer to how long a real estate license lasts in New York? The answer is 2 years. 2 years, every 2 years, you need to do a few things. You need to, number one, get 22 hours of continuing education. You can also take that online. And if you do, and that's really the easiest thing, continuing education online, because there are no tests at all. You don't have to pass anything. Some of that has to be ethics. Some of it has to be fair housing, whatever it is. But you can get packages online. You can get them as cheap as $30 sometimes. Simple thing to get your continuing education. Only do that online. Anybody who takes that live, I really don't understand why they'd waste their time. You really learn pretty much nothing during this continuing education. It's just stupid bureaucracy telling you to take that. So during those 2 years, you need to take a certain amount. I think it's 21 or 22 hours of continuing education. And then you need to renew your license. That's it. Most of it's done online. It's a simple thing. You just pay your fee. Not very expensive. If you want MLS access, it's $500-600 a year. And to reiterate, anybody who's in real estate investing, I highly recommend you do get licensed. Now, before I say that, I want you to understand, you do not need a license to get started. Definitely don't. I have people all the time tell me, I want to get started, I'm waiting to get my license. Don't wait. Okay? There's other ways around it. Now, there's 3 reasons why you want to get licensed. Again, number one, you want access to the MLS, the multiple listing service. That is the best way to comp out properties. But if you don't have a license, you can pay $97 PropStream. You can go to my link, www.redata now, and you get 10% off. PropStream is 85 to 90% as good as MLS. That's number one. Number two is you want to be able to list your own property. So if you're wholesaling, you can list a property if it's vacant and the circumstances call for it. And certainly if you're flipping properties or you're wholesaling properties and you're selling to the retail public, you want to be able to put that out there. So that's number two. Number three is if you go on enough appointments, and I can tell you I go on a lot of appointments, With sellers, a lot of them are going to either assume you're going to list it for them, or you're going to tell them that their best thing to do is to list it, right? I've said hundreds of times, I've gone into a house, I go, listen, if you're not in a rush, this house is in pretty good shape. You will make much more money by listing. Don't sell it to me. I say that all the time. And the idea, I know some people think, well, I don't want to tell them to list it because I can make $50,000 buying it, but I can make only $10,000 listing it. Listen to me. Everybody knows they can list it. You not telling them are just being deceitful. You want to do what's in the best interest of the seller all the time. Not sometimes, all the time. And I've told people that, and they've said, no, I want to sell it to you. And I've told people that, and they've said, great, list it for me. So I list properties, I take listings. I have a full-time dispositions manager who's amazing, who he takes care of the listings for me. I don't want to sit at the open houses. But even if you don't have somebody like that, if you know a realtor, just split the commissions with them. It's free money. It's a few grand. It could be $4 or $5 grand. So I would say being licensed is very, very helpful, right? And people ask me what I do. I say I do two things. I buy houses that need work, I fix them up, and I sell them. And I'm also a traditional realtor. And I usually go into a whole thing of why. I never really wanted to be a traditional realtor, but I had to list my own properties anyway. So, I'm the least expensive, I'm the quickest, and I'm the best because I'm trying to sell my properties for top dollar, and I'm going to try to sell your property for top dollar too, right? And I get listings, and I help out people all the time. I think that that's fine. I just gotta find that. I think that it's important to act in the best interest of the seller. That's what I think. I think it's important, and I think we always have to do that. This is not a predatory business. We're not coming in here trying to take advantage of people. This is a fully voluntary transaction. Everybody knows they can list. Everybody knows that they can sell to you. And I tell them all the time, you're going to sell to me, you're going to get less money, right? But there are advantages, right? When they sell to an investor, the advantage is they get certainty and convenience, right? Get the certainty of knowing that I'm going to close at that number. I'm not going to screw them over with an appraisal or an inspection, all those things that come up. And the convenience of not having to clean it out completely, not having to show it 100 times, not having people knocking on their door, ask them, can I see it? That kind of thing. These are just the convenience and the certainty we provide. And I've said this many times before. That's every single transaction that you're going to do, right? Starbucks sells a 30-cent cup of coffee for $6, right? Why do millions of people pay it? Because they don't want to buy the machinery, they don't want to buy the beans, they don't want to grind the beans, they don't want to buy the cups, they don't want to buy the stirs, they don't want to buy the milk, they don't want to froth the milk. It's certainty and convenience. Is it a crazy markup price? Insane. That coffee in there probably cost Starbucks 25 to 30 cents, right? With everything else, the 50 cents, maybe you want to count the cup, you want to count the labor that they pay to the people, minimal. But we pay it gladly, voluntarily, because we know that this is the certainty of knowing it's going to be there and the convenience of not having to make it yourself and not having to buy all the crap yourself. That is the same thing that happens in every real estate transaction, whether you realize it or not, on different levels. But I buy properties from sellers because I provide them certainty and convenience. That's it. And then I sell that to a cash buyer for the same reason, because I'm providing them certainty and convenience. I'm making a spread because they don't want to spend the money on marketing that I do. They don't want to spend the time on marketing that I do. They don't want to deal with sellers. They want to deal with somebody like me. Straight up. So they're going to pay me a lot more than they probably could have paid if they would have gone straight to the seller, because they don't want to deal with that. And they are paying me for certainty and convenience, just like the seller is giving up some of the equity in their property for certainty and convenience. That is it. It is that simple. Nobody's screwing anyone over. No one's taking advantage. Everybody knows what's going on here. And I am open and honest about what's going on, to the point of that I honestly believe that any other way you do business is crazy. And the thinking, and I know people that are going into this business who think I've got to rip somebody off. I've got to rip somebody off to make this happen, and they're not successful. Because if you believe that and you're a person of integrity, you're going to have that blockage in your brain all the time. There is no ripping anybody off. Okay, if I buy a property for $330,000 and I'm wholesaling it for $420,000, I am providing that seller with certainty. He knows certainly well that he knows absolutely that he can get more money if he listed. He didn't want to deal with people coming to the house 100 times. There were occupancy issues in there. He had a tenant in there that he didn't want to deal with, that I dealt with, and that's it. And I gave him certainty and convenience, and he's selling it at a discount. It's that simple. So that's how things work. I hope this was helpful. Again, the answer to the question is 2 years. That's how long real estate licenses last. But I got to talk for 10 minutes. Because my YouTube consultants say if my videos aren't 10 minutes long, then they're not going to help my SEO. Listen, I follow what I'm told. So If you are interested in how I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in my course teaching how do you flip New York, go to howtoflipnewyorkcourse.com. If you are interested in coaching, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. I hope this was helpful. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any platform, please click like. The thumbs up really help. And please keep the comments coming. So any comments, I'm answering comments every day now. So if it's a simple answer, I'll just answer. If it's a topic that I've covered, I'll send you links to the video. If it's something new or something I haven't covered in a while, I'll do a new video on it. So please keep the comments coming. Thank you very, very, very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you.